Hey, Ryan Reynolds here. Wishing you a very happy half-off holiday because right now Mint Mobile is offering you the gift of 50% off unlimited. To be clear, that's half price, not half the service. And Mint is still premium unlimited wireless for a great price. So that means a half day, yeah? Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.
Welcome to Tunnel Talk, and No Facts, All Feelings Wrestling podcast on the Social Suplex Network. I'm Allie.
I'm Ann.
And I'm Leah.
How are you doing, girls? How are you? How are you?
Incredible.
It's Monday. It feels weird.
It's Monday. It's so scary. It's scary to be in here.
Literally had nerves about our podcast recording as though I was going to be a guest on a different podcast. I was like, it's the same podcast, it's just on a Monday.
No, I think that feels right. That this is now like an alternate Tunnel Talk. And it's like, who knows what's normal in here? On a Monday pod?
On a Monday pod. We've got a real Monday energy.
And that's not good. That's the worst thing you can have.
Yes. No one's preferred energy, for sure. Yeah.
No. Well, we're here, though. And I think we're doing the best we possibly could be doing. So probably.
Yeah, how are you doing, Allie?
Have you ever seen that webcomic that's like, are you doing your best? And you're like, God, I hope not, but probably.
Probably.
Yep.
Yeah. God, I really do hope not. Well, I actually have no transition for this, so I kind of wish that I wasn't doing it this way.
I was going to be like, and how are you doing, Allie, to try to set you up for it, but that's not a very good transition.
Anne really scared me as we were coming on. She was just like, and Allie, you have a chit-chat time topic, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. But it is just kind of a funny one because it's just that I wanna brag on my friend who just published a book, and I went to her book launch last week, and I want to tell you all to consider checking out her book. But it's really not related to wrestling or it's a serious it's a great book, serious topic. It's called What Debt Demands. It's called What Debt Demands. Yeah. It's by my wonderful friend Kristen Collier. It is about her experiences with it's like identity theft and debt, and it's also like part memoir. It's quite an involved little story, and part just about like debt in America and student debt specifically in America and how incredibly fucked up it is. So if that sounds like a really fun read to you, and even if it doesn't, go check out my friend's book.
Actually, I didn't actually forgot to bring this up otherwise, but Allie, when last time I was in Minnesota, I think your friend Anna had just gotten like
she had.
Yeah, what do they call that? The pre-copy in advance. Yeah. And so you were explaining this. The two of you were explaining the story to me and talking about the book, and it looked so interesting that sitting there at Anna's coffee table kitchen table, I pre-ordered it. But that was many months ago, and I have to tell you, I got an email from Amazon that was like, "You've just purchased a finance book," and I was like, I've been hacked.
You're like, not me. I doubt it very much.
But I haven't started it yet because I was finishing something else. But it genuinely, when you guys were describing some of the stuff in it, that it genuinely seemed really interesting.
Because it was her mom that stole her identity, right? Or
yes, that is the case. And she found out because she was, just like in the bank trying to get, a normal loan to start her post-college life or, anyway, or just open a credit card. Anyway, so she just found out in a really horrible way. And so the memoir part, I love her very much. And, it's a really moving memoir story, but also she did so much research and so many interviews and talked to so many people about their experiences with our really horrifying financial system. And, there's a lot of people in this country who are trapped in debt and very unfairly. So enjoy. And awesome. I know you'll check it out. And I know you'll check out my friend's book. When I was thinking, I was like, how am I going to, I have a very small platform. I've got to mention the book on the platform. Like, how am I going to tie it in? And I just thought, many wrestlers probably in debt.
Yeah, probably. I mean, their healthcare situation.
You'd have to imagine.
So any AEW's wrestlers listening to this, get into it. You probably
if you've ever thought you've probably thought a lot about, even if you don't have it, you've thought a lot about financial debt. That certainly comes up in there. And actually, I don't know if it's still up. She was raising money for medical debt to buy medical debt at her book launch. And I don't know if we have something we can tweet. We might. I don't know. We'll see. So check it out. Kristen Collier, What Debt Demands. And she's a wonderful person and a wonderful writer. That's it. That's the chit chat I have.
Nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys. Anything that you want to bring up before we get down to business? This isn't a good energy, and I do know that.
It's Monday.
It's Monday.
Anything we
Tunnel
do,
Talk is on Monday.
Yeah. Anything we do wrong or off or awkwardly tonight, it's because it's Monday. I don't know what to tell you.
It's Monday.
We're different on Mondays.
Before hopping on here, I was so exhausted. I kept being like, I have to cry. I'm so tired. I have to cry. And I thought, you can't cry right now. You don't have time. And so I just had to go get an ice cube and rub it all over my face and my eyeballs.
Wow. To kind of mimic the feel of tears on your face?
No, just to try and scare me awake, which it did work. And I won't cry on the pod for sure. Good. But what happens afterwards is my business.
What if one of us did cry at a pod one time? I don't know.
I think it could happen to me.
I could see situations where circumstances could converge for any of us.
I hope it would be something like nobody expects, and you're just like, and Mark Briscoe, champion.
It's happening tonight. It's happening tonight.
When he talked about his family. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's get into it. So, what are we covering tonight? Last week we had Dynamite, and then immediately after Dynamite, there was Collision. And then on Saturday, there was the barroom tap dancing brawl. The tailgate.
Yeah, the barroom tailgate.
The barroom tap dancing tailgate brawl.
Yep.
And then there was the actual pay-per-view, and that's everything, right? But doesn't it feel like more than that? Now that I've said it, I'm like...
Technically, it would also be the Collision before, but I think at this stage, we probably won't be able to talk about much of that.
We didn't cover the Collision before?
No, we never did.
The one that was on Saturday, yeah. Because we went a week and a half. Because we...
I have to say...
You know what? Don't even worry about it.
I looked at a calendar. Looked at a calendar trying to figure this out, and I thought I had done the math correctly, but it's seeming like, no, she didn't. So that's no problem. That's not a big deal. General thoughts on the pay-per-view.
I thought you were just going to stop there and be like, general thoughts, anything? What do you got?
Off-ramp? Anyone? Off-ramp?
Can we rewind? Well, I guess I just thought, was there anything from I didn't put anything from the tailgate brawl in here. So was there anything that you want to comment on from the tailgate brawl before we get into the actual action?
I don't know if it'll come up in the DCF section. I just want to say that Greg did a lot of comedy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Greg, funny boy. I enjoy watching him fight a child. Absolutely. Juice had a mullet. That was fun.
What
was he fucking in that ring? Was it a duffel bag of money? or something.
Yeah, because I think his was a
Did
money
they win
match,
money?
I think so.
I liked watching him snatch that bag out of the little gun's hand and then be like, I'm gonna fuck it in the ring. Thanks.
Allie, I also liked when you got lost looking for the tailgate
Yeah, that was fun.
And I liked the energy that you brought to the channel when you finally found it.
It was not a great start to the show. Do you guys know that? I have no idea what it's from, but that gift set of it's like a little rabbit from a video game with the little lantern looking around. Like, where am I? That is how I felt, because I don't know what happened to me you guys said that this has been happening for multiple pay-per-views now, not as far as I knew. I thought that I was so dialed in. I'm like, I've showed up for the pre-show. I've searched on YouTube ahead of time for the pre-show. I've queued up the pre-show. I'm going to watch the pre-show while I do my dishes. And then I'm like commenting on the pre-show in a normal way. I think Nicole and I were having the same problem. I think
you and Nicole were looking at the same thing. So
we're having a fine old time talking about what Renee is getting up to, and there's some man with a weird little mustache there, and we're having so much fun.
That was the key.
That was the key moment that you said, who's that little mustachioed man, when Max Caster was on screen?
Yeah.
And I was like, Allie, what are you watching?
I was having like a really long, I was glad Leah finally said something, because I was having a really long moment of like staring at everyone else in the match. Like, does anyone else have a mustache that Allie could possibly be confused about? And then sort of like, does Allie have a head injury? Like, what's happening?
Which it's like, I'm glad. I mean, I'm glad to know that you guys would notice. You know, it's like if I had a head injury, I'm like, my friends would notice and they'd make me get help. But Leah eventually was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "The pre-show." What do you mean?
Leah was like, "Are you watching a match right now?" And you were like, "No." I was like,
remotely.
"You're on the wrong thing." Yeah.
Anyway, and so they were like, well, you have to go to TNT to watch the brawl, and then what's on YouTube is just the 0 hour, and that's only interviews. And I have to say, the burst of fiery rage that I felt about what was happening to me, because we're watching this fucking it's like, whatever, skip past this if you don't want to hear our traditional gripe about the situation of watching a pay-per-view. But I've got a VPN hooked up on my TV. We don't know how many streams we're going to be able to run from fucking Triller, a company that shouldn't even be in business anymore. And I'm on a VPN. It's like, I've just done so much to set up, and suddenly it's like, now you have to navigate to TNT, the television. Yeah. The television channel, and to watch these matches. And I just thought, is it a fucking 0 hour or not? Is it the buy-in or not? Oh, I have to navigate to TNT, the channel? Fucking eat me.
And the shittiest thing about it, I know that this is, if I said this to Tony, he'd be like, well, why were you pirating to begin with? But
fuck off.
I was VPN'd into the UK, and then I realized I couldn't actually watch the tailgate brawl, so I had to disable my VPN, then watch the brawl, and then I re-enabled the VPN, got on Triller, then got kicked off, had to buy another set of streams. So we thought 4 people could stream, and then it was only 2.
But meanwhile, I had VPN on my laptop, and I was going to put it on the TV, which meant that I had to buy a very long HDMI cord because the 6-foot one I had would not reach to my couch. And then I got on the internet to order one, and I was like, I think 12 feet would do it, but just to be safe, 15. And then I thought, just to be safe, maybe 20.
That's buying all cords.
And it was safe it really reached the couch. Feet. Yeah, like there was maybe a little too much of it. Plus, I run my Plex server off like an old computer, which decided to give up the ghost that weekend. So I had been trying to, it just wouldn't boot up. So I was trying to figure out this 2017 laptop, if you could get it to fix, because it had been fine. And I was reading stuff that was just take off the back and you can undo the battery and disconnect it and stuff. So it's in the middle of my living room with all its cords next to each other. I had unscrewed it all. Long story short, I didn't fix it. I made it worse. So it's just dead now.
Classic.
So that. But of course it's still just on the living room floor. And then I got out a different old laptop, a more recent old laptop to try to restore it, because most of the stuff is on an external drive. So that one is also on my coffee table. Yeah. So There's a lot of cords, I guess, is all I'm trying to get across.
She's bragging. She's like, and it's kind of a workroom. There's cords everywhere because I know what I'm doing computer wise.
It's called a lab. I'm actually in the lab.
I'm in the lab.
The computer lab.
That is how it feels like to watch Tony's PPVs, though. I'm in the lab. And I want to be clear, Leah, you said, like, maybe Tony would say you shouldn't be pirating. We weren't pirating. This is all stuff that someone is paying for. We're paying for trillers. We're just trying to do everything that we can to mitigate the system that is attempting to extract $50 from us once per month to watch a show that 3 hours in, we're falling asleep. And it's not...
It's true. And Tony has gotten high on these afternoon shows where he can go 5, 6, 7 hours or whatever. And now he doesn't have a heart out at midnight anymore. And it's like, Tony, I'm tired.
I will say this.
You're killing the crowd.
The anti-AEW people were seizing on pay-per-views are too long. So then the AEW defenders were like, don't say the pay-per-views are too long. You need to appreciate what you're given. Listen, we don't always have to give it to ISIS. We can say the pay-per-views are a little long without like saying AEW is bad. It's okay.
Say they're a little. We can say they're a little long.
We can say that there was no reason it went that long.
This is the problem with our tribalist, polarized society. You get backed into a corner.
Two things can be true. A, that Tony is obsessed with wrestling and wants to deliver value for money on his pay-per-views. And B, that the pay-per-views are a little too long for some of us to enjoy.
Some of us are maybe feeling a little burnt out in general. And once you're watching 5 to 6 hours of wrestling in one day, it's just a little rough.
Like you've got fucking Ridley Scott there being like, well, if they're paying to see my movie, then they're going to want it to be 4 hours long. And it's like, no, I want it to be 90 minutes long. That's the amount that I like a movie to be.
That's a great point, actually. It is a society-wide problem across genres. So
yeah.
The thing is that, like, I'm quite serious when I say this. I'd love it if a pay-per-view was 90 minutes. Yes, I do understand that a regular Dynamite is 2 hours, so that would be insane. But, hey, let's all consider it. Right?
When we convince Tony to have one special pay-per-view that's like just for the girls, us girls, okay? You other girls who love long shows, you can have a show for you. This one's for us girls, okay?
Yep.
And he's like, what do you girls want? And we say 90 minutes, please. Tony just looks despairing. He's like, to be honest, I don't want you guys watching. I don't need
He's
you.
Like, this is actually for the sickos, and you can take it or leave it. It's like, but Tony, really, World's End, wouldn't it be better if it was 90 minutes?
What we're asking for is pretty sick in its own way.
That's true. When you put it like that.
Well, look, I don't even know how we got in. Oh, just that I had to figure out that I also had to become a woman in STEM in the lab to figure out how I could watch TNT. And I did get it on, and we watched it, and we saw Alex Marvez, which I loved. I don't know why we only see him at pay-per-view, but I love when we see him at pay-per-view. And I said, that's my little worm. Oh, that's my little worm. It's like, would you still love me if I were a worm? You're always a worm to me. And I love you. And I
fell in love with you when you started out as a worm. Yeah.
The second so don't worry, little Alex Marvez. You as a worm, I loved you.
That's when we fell in love.
What else happened? They said, so Max, the little mustachioed Max Caster had a match. I missed that because I was dealing with my shit. That might be about it. I feel like something else happened, but it'll come up throughout. Okay.
It was fun, It's fun.
Okay, great. Let's move on. Big news of the night, of course, was that Hangman lost his steel cage match versus Samoa Joe. And Samoa Joe won the match, and then Samoa Joe is our world champion as a result. Now, let's just hold that in our minds, and we'll just set it aside, and we'll review a little of what happened leading up to that. And
then a little record scratch, and you're probably wondering how we got here.
And then we'll talk about what we think about it. Okay. So last week on Dynamite, Shibata fought Hangman ahead of the pay-per-view. Joe and Shibata gave this promo backstage that was mostly Joe talking, and I'm only even mentioning it because I thought another opportunity perhaps to give some insight into why Shibata and Hobbs were so happy to just become evil, and they didn't do that. So that's not for us to know. And
however, as our friend Gallup said to us, it's nice to know that Samoa Joe now has Proud Boys with him. So
yeah,
that's cool.
It's nice. It's how most men are solving the mental loneliness crisis. Right?
Yeah. Well, if he starts out at first as of last week, he just had his normal guys. He just had 2 normal guys. But before the pay-per-view, during the tailgate brawl, we got another backstage promo with Samoa Joe. And this is where it turned out he had his Proud Boys.
That was the one I thought. But we were talking about. No.
He had amassed an army of like-minded men's rights activists to serve as their shirts said, his ops dojo.
It was so funny. I was rewatching Fight Club for some reason this week, and like a lot of his speech, it was just like, I feel like I've heard this recently. We are the forgotten children of history.
Yeah,
it's great, Samoa Joe.
Let me read a little quote from this. I do think it's important. What stands behind me is a representation of a movement of men who have been cast aside and pushed asunder. Men of merit, men of violence, men who exemplify Theops. Tonight I walk to that ring not on my own. I walk with a movement, an army behind me, an army of wayward soldiers who live by our codes, an army of what? Men. Resistant to your best efforts and completely dedicated to destroying all that oppose them. So he gives this promo, and it's like, evil. Obviously evil. It's like you have an army of incels who are pretty evil, clearly evil. So on some level, that's good, right? It's good because he's a heel, and what he's done is, in 2025, it's like what a heel would do. Just be like, I bet I could find some malcontented men to just back me up and act like this is a reasonable thing to be behaving like. And he slapped some of the men in the middle of the promo. Anyway, so then we get to the main event, and he comes out with his MRA dojo, and Hangman has a new theme, and he comes out. I want to pause here and just talk about audience response. What would you say that the audience response to Joe coming out with his men's rights activists was?
Oh, delighted.
Yeah.
They love them.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joe.
So last week Dynamite was in Boston, and Sarah and I were not going to go up until the day of, when we two of our friends were like, I would go to that, and we ended up actually finding seats in our preferred section. So we made a last minute decision to go, and our two friends, Bray and Marie, had never been to a wrestling show and only know about wrestling through the lens of listening to this podcast occasionally.
Perfect lens to understand it through.
Absolutely. But so we had been talking about, because I was like, when you see a heel cheat, you have to boo. And Marie was like, even though it's fake? And I was like, yes, it is your responsibility to shame heels and cheer for faces. And they took this very responsibly. They were like, okay, I know my rule. But then there was a point, and it was actually when the Hurt Syndicate came out, not when Joe, but it still applies, where Marie just turned to me and was like, now we're supposed to boo heels. How do we justify singing to their theme song? And I was like, excellent question. Excellent question. And you would think that if you were committed to being a heel, you would change your theme song so that people can't sing, which certain people do. Not Joe.
Not Joe.
Joe should, because his theme song I actually love. I think it's extremely catchy.
Great.
And the fact that he has not changed it is infuriating. Yeah. He's just not working that hard to get boos, frankly.
No, because it's like, this is the thing that it seems like many people like, but I'm like, I think it's bad, is that they're like, oh, Joe is just so cool. You can't argue with that. And I'm like, well, he's a bad heel now who is like inciting men's rights activists. So I don't think that he should seem cool. And I don't think he should be coming out to a song that people like to sing to. And I don't think that people should be singing to it. But they're all chanting Joe, Joe, Joe. And so that puts me in a horrible mood. And it's like that. It's almost a little unfair. You hate to say it, but it's almost a little unfair to Samoa Joe. Well, it's not, because he hasn't done anything to prevent it. You know what I mean? But like, he knows he's doing a heel, and he is doing heel things. Right. But the fact that he's getting any response other than, like, even when he was giving his heel promo, it got almost no boos. It got some cheers, but people mostly just seemed like, oh, if I can't cheer Samoa Joe, like, I'm not going to do anything. And it was just like, I hate all of you. You're all so fucking annoying.
And part of it, too, like, when you're looking at what he said, he's like, I have a bunch of men who are committed to violence. And it's like, obviously, that is a heel sentiment in life. But in wrestling, that is like a babyface fucking sentiment. Yeah. So, like, there's a lot of, I appreciate when I can see someone working hard to get booed, and I see him working a little bit.
Yeah.
But not hard.
Not hard.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in this company that have like tight control over the crowd, like MJF has it, the Bucks obviously have it. There's people that it's like, if they want you to respond a certain way, you're going to end up responding that way. And it's like, Samoa Joe it's not that I think he can't, but he's not trying.
Right. Yeah.
And many don't want to. I mean, it's like, I don't know. Many just want to celebrate him, and they live rent-free in my head. Like men who are just like, but at the end of the day, he's pretty cool, right? And I'm like, fuck you. Anyway, whatever. They are all coming out. Hangman has the new theme. They get in the cage. Just two of them. It's two men. Oh my God. This is going great. Hangman and Joe get in the cage. They're fighting in the cage. They're doing normal good fighting. No problem. Bleeding, biting. You know the deal. Shibata comes out. He, approaches the cage door and gets kind of, batted away, and he somehow, has the AEW belt, men's championship belt, which I don't remember how or know how. And he's trying to climb into the cage, but Eddie comes out and, drags him off the cage and gets him out of there. Paul Turner gets knocked out at some point in here in the cage, and so Hangman pins Joe for, a 12-15 count. And Paul Turner is just in dreamland, just having a great time, napping his life away. And then Hobbs comes out, rips the lock off the cage door, enters the cage, fighting. Paul Turner's still sleeping. Hook runs out, and Eddie's already run out to help, so you assume Hook's running out to help. Hook and Eddie had a match earlier in the night on the pre-show. Hook does not help. Hook takes off his jacket and reveals that he's wearing an Ops shirt, and then he smashes Hangman on the head with the men's world title, and useless Paul Turner is like, so sorry, what's going on? Just as Joe pins Hangman, and Paul Turner, I think sometimes the ref should just be like, I was actually sleeping, so we should maybe review the tape, but instead he's just like, thank God I woke up for the pin. And so he counts it, and Samoa Joe has won the match and has won the title because of Hook.
Because of Hook.
What did you guys think in this moment? Where are you at?
I think we had different reactions, because my initial reaction was, this is so ridiculous that, they're going somewhere with this, basically. I was kind of like, well, that's certainly not what I would have done, but Hangman losing the title to Samoa Joe because of Hook is, so stupid that I was like, surely this is, an Empire Strikes Back type moment. We're mid-story, where it's like...
I bet they're cooking. They must be cooking.
Well, it's just a little bit... I was like, okay, well, I'm sort of willing to see where this goes, was kind of my reaction.
Okay.
I'm not far from that. I mean, the fact that it is stupid, but Hook has been apparently dropping hints about this does make me feel like they have some sort of plan. And I, in general, don't ever really want to get upset about storylines until I see how it's going to go. And I was saying to the girls that I don't actually love that we're recording on Monday, because we don't, a lot of times after a pay-per-view, the following Dynamite clarifies things. And so, usually we get to react to the both. I don't know. I just, I'm not mad, and I'm not, don't put it in the papers I was mad.
Don't put it in the papers.
I just feel deflated, where I'm that's not what I wanted to have happen. I don't think this whole series of events would have been fine, I think, if Hangman had one sexy challenger, a feud during the entire. If he had done one thing during that reign that I was like, that was worth everything. And I also think I'm maybe reacting a little bit harder than I normally would, because we were there and All In, so I do feel a little bit more invested in Hangman's reign than I normally, because I normally don't give a shit about it, but I don't know. I do feel a little bit deflated about it, but not in a huge dramatic way, just kind of I wish it had gone a little differently.
Yeah. I think we're all in the same arena, kind of, because and again, like this is before the rest of the stuff that happens. But in the moment, I was just like, oh, okay. I have the biggest vendetta against Samoa Joe on this podcast, I would say, and I hate him because of those who love him. I do. I'm sorry. I hate him because of how some of you love him. And so think about that when you're like, why can't they appreciate Samoa Joe? Because of you. It's because of you. So I was just like, fuck me. You've got to be fucking kidding me. We're fucking jacking off the ROH guys again. The last thing they need. It gets them so excited. And so I don't like that. And I agree, though, that I was like, well, I think they're going to do it's going to be a storyline. It's not like that's going to stop Hangman from like being a main character. I would say, you know, we all say the main character, but like I don't have any concerns that Hangman is like going off TV. I don't have any concerns that Hangman is not going to be like doing a storyline. In some ways, Leah, you said a few weeks ago, I think, or maybe a month ago or something, you were like, you know, a problem with Hangman as a champion is that the champion can't the champion got what they wanted. Mm-hmm. And so like, can you do storylines that they would still, like, be the driving force in? Some, but most storylines where someone is the champion, the person who's challenging has to drive the storyline. Yeah. And everyone is worse at that than Hangman.
Yeah.
Almost everyone is worse at that than Hangman. And the story of his reign was that almost everyone was worse at it. All of them were worse at it than Hangman.
Quite a lot
Nobody
worse.
showed up and said, like, I am gonna drive this. I have a good way to drive this. I have good ideas, like, and you're gonna help me do it. It always felt like they showed up and were like, I'm challenging for a belt. And Hangman was like, okay, come to the writing center. I'll sit you down. We'll try and get you set up to do a good job. I'll give you my best. You do your best. And they said, my best is not that good.
And Hangman was like, well, I've workshopped it, and I think we've gotten it as good as we can get it for you.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't write it for you. So, you know, I got you the grade that we can get you. You had a D, now you're getting a B. Like, that's pretty good. Like,
exactly.
It is pretty good, but it sucks when you're like, Hangman can do fucking amazing work, and, like, I just don't think, you know, that he could, really.
Yeah. But I also think that, like, they didn't give him much. They didn't give him anybody to work with, really. And so the only, like, Trish and Sarah, which we're going to be competing with tomorrow, so go listen to their episode to hear this directly. But
listen to us together. Put one in each earbud and listen to us together.
That'll give you schizophrenia, but sure.
So many girls.
They had tossed off the idea, like, why didn't he get a feud with Ricochet? And that set me into a tailspin, because imagine if, like, they didn't do the national belt, and so this last feud was with Ricochet, and Ricochet still beat Hangman, and then we haven't gotten to it, but the next thing that happens with Ricochet instead. That's super fun. I wouldn't even be that mad that he lost the belt. You know what I mean? Because
I'd be happy.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like, I think that they could have booked things a little bit differently so that, and I think O&R talked about this too, that, like, a lot of the best storytellers are kind of in, like, their own little silos right now. So, like, the people that were around for Hangman who weren't injured or weren't in like their own little siloed, were kind of like the C team, and you're like, that kind of sucks. But it's like who knows? Like, when we come back, like, you know, on 12/8, I might be like, guys, after seeing that Dynamite, I'm now happy. Who knows?
No, it's so true, because I keep thinking, like, after this, because I do like getting zagged, so it's like I wasn't happy with this outcome, but I was like, in a way, it's exhilarating, you know, because, like, I didn't see any of it coming, and I was like, it kind of sucks that when you're, like, booking wrestling, it's almost impossible to do, like, a big zag or a cliffhanger. Like, if you were going to give Hangman back the belt in a month, which I'm not saying they're going to do, and they probably won't, but they might. Like, there's no way to have him lose it that wouldn't make everyone fear. You know, there's no way. Like, if you're watching a TV show, like, if I was watching any other piece of media, I would be like, oh, this is going to kick off, like, a sexy little storyline. This is, like, a midpoint story. But when it's wrestling and, like, weird, bad stuff is happening all the time, it's just like, well, who knows? You know, but if you wanted to do a big twist, like, there's almost no way to signal it to people that that's what you're doing.
I just thought, and the people don't want it, the people aren't open to it. I just thought, like, wrestling is kind of like, is 911 like written kind of like wrestling where you know, like how often we'll be like, something will happen on 911 and we'll be like, yeah, that'll probably be like a big plot point for like the rest of the season. And then they'll just like burn it off in a day, or they'll never come back to it. Or it's like, they're just not writing normal, they're just not writing normal stories. I'm like, they're kind of doing wrestling a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. I did just feel, I felt really like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm watching this. Like, not, you know, it's like, I truly believe that Hangman will make the best of every situation that he's in, and that he's like always going to tell the best story he's able to do, and that in some ways he's probably, especially after what we're about to discuss, going to be able to tell like more fun, interesting stories without the belt. But also, I just don't like seeing my enemies prosper.
Yeah.
So I didn't enjoy that.
Fair. Yeah.
Okay, so we're all sitting there just being like, oh, okay. He has the title now. Samoa Joe has the title now. And the cage is raising, and Hangman is lying prostrate in the ring, and the ops are all there, and the ops in the ops dojo have joined Samoa Joe, their leader, in the ring, and the lights go out. And we get a video at the top of the ramp, house on fire. Oh, the crowd is, and I'm the crowd too. And suddenly I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm awake again. I'm happy again. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm locked in.
And Prince Nana comes out, and he's teasing us at the top of the ramp. And then Swerve comes out, and Swerve is back, and he's so beautiful.
He's really good, yeah.
Rich O&R was like, I could hear a million women screaming their faces off, and I was like, you heard me. You heard me.
Well, it was just such a relief. It's like I was just like, let's get out of here, Tony. And then to see Swerve come out, and he's looking so good, and it's like, you're just like, oh, thank God. Oh my God. Because Hangman's passed out. I'm like, someone has got to take control here. And it's like, thank God, Swerve looking beautiful will take control of this.
And the amount of charisma he had, and just like coming out, like the presentation, just, are you laughing at, did I say live show charisma, basically? Yeah.
I unfortunately now, thanks to Dave Meltzer, only hear charisma as tits. And so I'm like, absolutely. Swerve's charisma, huge. Absolutely. It was a big
he looked like he put on some pounds of charisma, for sure. Yeah.
Big old juicy handfuls of charisma. Okay. Anyway, so he comes down the ramp. He's approaching the ring. Samoa Joe is standing there, I think, kind of looking at him like, oh, hey, you're back. Look what a good job I did. You got this nemesis? I just fucking killed him. I have his belt. And, you know, check it out. Like, you're probably going to like what you see. And Swerve gets up in the ring, and he's walking down an aisle of men's rights activists. And kind of looking at Hangman, looking at Samoa Joe, and you're like, what's going to happen here? And then he wheels around, and he takes out one of the dojo, and then it's open season on the dojo, and Swerve's just taking out the dojo. And I'm so horny all of a sudden. I'm going to fucking flip out. Because what's better, obviously they like had their kind of uneasy truce at All In. We had the nod moment or whatever, but it's like, what's better than, it's like, you're still nemesis, you know, it's like you haven't graduated beyond nemesis, truly. What's better than someone being like, no one fucking touches my nemesis but me? Oh, you killed my nemesis? You're about to find out.
Yo.
So he's taking out the ops.
Artsy in this whole segment. They were like close up of Swerve's clenched fist. Yes. They're like, here's our camera angles. It looked great.
There was a beautiful shot of like somebody must have been kneeling on the floor outside the ring and shot almost directly into Hangman's like passed out face, but then like up over of Hangman or Swerve standing behind him, and I was like, somebody's getting the Oscar for art direction tonight.
Yeah, they really like practice that. They like everyone's on their marks, you know.
They got a full Western duel pistol hand twitching shot. Like they did it. And so Swerve takes out most of the ops as Joe and the core ops, the number one men's rights activists, the top incels in the crew, make it to the ramp. And there's one guy left who tries to attack Swerve from behind, but Hangman has staggered to his feet and takes him out, and then comes up next to Swerve. I don't think they looked at each other, actually, which is pretty hot. And so they're both just standing at the ropes looking at Samoa Joe and the ops, and that's the image that we close on. Yeah. And
can I get a joke in? Do you think Samoa Joe and the original ops, they're the podcast and the incels are their listeners?
That's the members of their Reddit, their subreddit.
Their subreddit, yep.
The Tate heads or whatever. Yeah, so, I mean, you got to give it to Tony. He's like, got to know, they're not going to like this, some of them. How can I get them happy again? He says, give them a swerve. And it's like, yeah, okay, fine, yeah. Obviously, I like what I got. I do.
Yeah. And them kind of teaming up, this did make me feel even more like, well, let's see where this is all going.
Yeah.
Is there a phrase would you like to use the phrase?
The let them cook? Is that what you mean?
Yes, that's a phrase. That's what I mean. Yeah. What do you mean? Yeah.
I don't know.
I said, and do you want to speak just in the tongue of our people? Let them cook. I'm willing to watch. I'll see where they go with it. I do think I'm going to be on a knife's edge with Mr. Joe.
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, it definitely has some bright spots because Hangman and Swerve teaming up is cool. I'm assuming Eddie's going to get involved in this, and so
Eddie's relationship to Hook is going to be real interesting.
Sure, but like
dog.
The first time that I watch a backstage segment that's Hangman, Swerve, and Eddie giving a promo together, I hope it goes on for 45 minutes.
I know.
There's nothing else I want.
When we order up our 90-minute pay-per-view from Tony, 45 minutes of it is going to be that, for sure.
Tony just looks despairing at everything we say. I feel like it's like we won a contest, and he's just like, I hope a real sicko wins this contest. And the more we were talking, the more he's like, a real sicko did, unfortunately. What was I going to say? I know it won't hang together because it's wrestling, but I was sitting there being like, the timeline of Hook's whole deal and Samoa Joe's whole deal, like, there's no way it can add up right. Like, what is the
implication? If you assume the moment that the moment that Hook was like, so Samoa Joe explained to me what a trio is. Like, that is the moment. Like, if you're buying this, that's the moment that he's now a double agent. Like, like the conversation was actually like
on the rooftop, that rooftop promo. But did that air at the same time that Hangman like touched Samoa Joe weird or whatever?
Touched him weird. I think that is textually what happened. I mean, yeah. And I think everyone on the internet should start talking about it that way.
I'm so sorry that I said it that way. It's just Monday.
The time that Hangman bad touched Samoa Joe is what this feed is about.
I didn't say that. Ann said that. That one was Ann.
The listeners can't tell anyways.
No, they're going to say it's me regardless for both of them, probably.
There's a little freedom there, actually, guys, is that I could say anything on this podcast and then just later I'll just be like, Ann said it. Leah said it. That was Leah. Okay. Well, anything else? So you're saying it does actually add up, though?
Well, I mean, if you assume, if you do have to fan wink that the bad touch was premeditated.
But that's what I'm saying, though, is that, like, this, now we live in a world where Samoa Joe has been building his men's rights, like,
his underground man army
movement privately.
He's been holding fight clubs in a basement. He's got Project Mayhem.
Just wait for the moment where I will pretend that he has enraged me in order to launch my campaign against him.
Yeah. Yeah. Huh. And having stashed Hook in a perfect situation on the pre-show with Eddie. Exactly where I need him.
It's high-level intellectual work. I mean, when you spell out the whole bad touch timeline, it really,
Samoa Joe he's sitting in a chair with a cat on his lap, stroking it. Yes. Everything is falling into place.
Now, if he was doing shit like that, we might not have as much of a
Of course we'd love it. Of course we'd love it.
Be amazing,
anything that made some men a little less weird about Samoa Joe would make me a little weirder about him.
Yeah.
And it's fine. It's fine that I'm saying this. Don't talk to me about it, okay? Unless you want to agree with me or tell me I'm cool. Okay. So
it's Monday. You have a very stern energy on Monday, and I'm really enjoying it. I like it a lot.
Oh, okay. So is that everything? Do we do everything there? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, move on. Okay. We never check in on them, but guess what? Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin got the 1 and 2 spots for the Casino Gauntlet. I actually can't remember if we've updated on them recently at all.
We haven't.
Even one time.
And good for us.
We always skip them. And in fairness, the same thing has been happening for 10 years. And some of you have been softening to it. Your hearts have become like little putty in these men's big old hands. Not us. Bored.
Allie says some of you are weak.
You have
It's
weak
Monday.
constitutions.
I'm stern. Some of you are weak-willed. Okay, not us. Not us. We're standing strong.
Yeah. Moral fortitude. Look it up.
Moral fortitude. And we're right, too, because they got the 1 and 2 spots for the Casino Gauntlet, and they are longtime collaborators. So you'd think that it's like, wow, that's interesting. So they're going to get in there, and they're going to go at it. And that'll add a little something. They got in there. They did, nothing. And then, 3 seconds later, Ricochet came out. It was what was this for?
Yeah. It was crazy. I think Kevin Knight and Speedball had more tension.
A million times more tension.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I confess something to you guys? I
please.
had this in my notes initially, and then I was like, you don't have to embarrass yourself in your notes, and I deleted it out, but now I'm going to embarrass myself here. I'm
so scared.
I forgot that it was a Casino Gauntlet match. I thought it was just Bobby versus Shelton, and so I was looking away to boycott it. And then 1 minute later, I glance at the screen. They're nowhere to be seen. Other men are wrestling, and I was like, what? And it took me another couple of minutes to figure it out.
It's like they got abducted.
They were literally nowhere to be seen, and Claudio and Ricochet were manhandling each other. And I was like, huh.
Did you have a moment where you were like, did I do this? Did I not want it
little
so
bit.
badly that I wished it away, and now it's a totally different match?
And actually later in the match, after we hadn't seen them for 15, 20 minutes, I was typing in my notes, it's so nice and refreshing that I haven't had to watch them at all. And at that moment, they jumped back in the ring, so it was my fault as well.
Your mind is much too powerful. Well, anyway, Ricochet came out. He hopped on the mic. I think he was just trash-talking them distractingly. I really don't remember what he was saying. And I actually got confused as well. Actually, this is embarrassing for me. We're all saying embarrassing things. Because he got on the mic, I was kind of like, they can't do that if they're an entrant in the match. Is he in this match? What's happening? Anyway, he was just distracting them so that his goons could get in the ring and take out Bobby and Shelton, and they just dragged him. They dragged him somewhere. I don't know. I love when men disappear for so long in one of these matches, and it's big, strong man gone for 20 minutes. Okay.
Incredible match setup. Whoever agented this match, great work.
Yeah. Really something special. Okay, so then we get... And this is how are people ending up with these matches is one thing that I'll ask, because I always imagine that they have a Powerball machine with all the men's wrestlers in it, and that they're just pulling balls and being send him out there. But this thing is rigged, because we get every spare Death Rider we have and every spare conglomerate we have. So we get Danny Garcia, we get OC, we get Yuta, and we get Roddy out there. We also had one representative from the DCF, the reluctant Mark Davis, looking really happy. As always, it's he's not reluctant. We know that.
That's how he shows reluctance, is to be really enthusiastic.
The happier your Mark Davis is, the worse he feels about what's happening. He loves, I think that he's perfectly well now, he's wrestling, but I'm he can't possibly not be living in the basement, right? I know he's still living in the basement.
I would wonder if Don Callis doesn't see his butt as a deformity of some kind. He's it's just not right. I can't be looking at that.
I'm just imagining poor Mark Davis walking around the Don Callis mansion, and every time Don Callis sees him, he just goes, "Be careful with that thing. We've got valuables everywhere." And Mark Davis is I'm literally just in the kitchen. I'm just getting a glass of water. I think it's really rude. It's literally body shaming. Don Callis is I don't know that word and I don't care to learn it. Okay, we had him, and then we had Jet Speed. And Jet Speed, of course, had cut a promo a while ago being like, or last week or something, being like, we're both going to be in this, and that is going to be okay. Kevin Knight was like, we're going to fight hard. And Jet Speed was like, maybe. Or, I mean, Speedball. Maybe. And they had to navigate their relationship in the course of the match.
And that was a time that Speedball had a little bit of aggression, and Kevin Knight had to calm him down. Kevin Knight had said, baby, we still have to go home together tonight. Do you want to do this? And Speedball was like, I don't. I'm so sorry.
He's like, just remember, we don't go to bed mad. So the worse this gets, the longer the night's going to be.
It's like, and we're not getting out of here till at least 12:30.
So it's like, you have to ask yourself, what time do you want to go to sleep? And Speedball was like, early as possible. You are so right. Early as possible. Let's get this under control. I liked that most of what happened to them in that match was just that they were looking at each other being like, I'm going to have to hit you. I know I'm going to have to hit you. I'm going to have to hit you. I'm going to have to hit you. And then somebody would hit both of them. And it was like, that's great. I like that.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah.
And then Matt Menard also came out to get into it with his estranged son, Danny Garcia. These poor dads are going through it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hard time for dads in this one.
Yeah, I think, Leah, you were the one who flagged. You were like, lot of dads getting beaten up by their estranged sons in this match.
Yeah, it was like, all right, if I had a nickel for every estranged father in this match, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird.
It's weird that it happened twice. And then ultimately, Bobby and Lashley. Bobby and Lashley. Bobby and Shelton come back at some point, but I don't know, something happens and they just can't get things under control. And Ricochet manages to pin Kevin Knight for the win, and he's our new AEW National Champion, which is one good championship outcome of the night. I think we have 2 good championship outcomes in my eyes on this night.
Yeah. Immediately I was like, oh, now I'm tuned into this stupid belt because I assumed it was going to Bobby Lashley, and I was like, I will never learn a single fact about this belt. And so now, like, the second Ricochet won, I was like, wait a minute, so what's the deal with this belt?
More about this belt.
I know, I didn't see it coming at all. I was like, great, I hope Ricochet is freed from the horrible hurt syndicate and gets to do some fun stuff.
I especially didn't expect it, considering he fucking got squashed on Dynamite.
I know, yeah, it was crazy.
I guess that was the price he had to pay. I guess he had to pay that price to get, it's like, who knows what the backstage machinations are, but Ricochet, you have our swords, you have our trust. We want to watch you be a mean little rat boy heel. We love you and we think you'll do a good job. And you're the only man in that I wanted to see win it, to be honest. So great. I mean,
remember when Ricochet showed up and everyone was like, he's bad at talking and bad at character work, and then he's just like, he's great at both. Yeah.
If there's one thing that I'll say about the wrestling community, everybody is always acting like they know things. Everyone's always confidently telling you things like, oh, they have to do this. The only thing to do is this. This person is exactly like that. But you know what we've learned? You don't know anything. None of us know anything. None of us know anything.
Sometimes the farther inside you are, the less you know.
And you don't even, it's like inside, outside. Mm-mm. You couldn't do a better job. I've got you, Tony. Tony, I'll defend you.
That's what he'll say in the scrum next. He'll be like, and if you want to yell at me about any of my decisions, Allie from Tunnel Talk says you couldn't have done a better job. So
says when we met in the Oval Office, Allie from Tunnel Talk said that she'd defend me. Okay, let's move on, shall we?
Yeah.
Last week, Pac promoed Darby ahead of their Full Gear match and had a bit of an interesting proposition for him. He was basically like, Darby, you're always getting so fucked up. Like, I'm like, burning you and sending you to the burn unit, and we're always doing this crazy stuff. It's like, what if we had a match where it's like no props? It's like we fight like no fucking props.
Like straight up wrestling. Wow.
It's just like straight up normal wrestling. And Darby, I guess, is like, yeah, okay. Which you might have been like, wow, it's crazy he agreed to that because he loves props so much. He loves getting burned so much. He loves getting murdered so much. But what you found out when we got into the match was that Darby had the utmost confidence in his ability to have with Pac what I've called a no rules, just right, organic, no additives, farm to table BDSM match. Mm-hmm. He said, we don't need props where we're going. And he was right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Did you guys enjoy the way they innovated in the space?
Yeah, like at the moment, I can't remember any of it, to be honest, but they went really hard. I was very interested in all of it.
Yeah. They went really hard. They did the thing where it was like Darby did have the burns on his arm, and Pac like took the bandages off and then just like wrenched his burns.
Yeah.
Which was just like, that's real.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, there was like a close up on kind of his back and arm where I was like, oh, he really got pretty fucked up at that last one. But yikes.
The funny thing, of course, about watching a Darby match is like when Pac is like doing that, you're just like, and Darby asked for that because he couldn't get any new burns. Like he was like, you gotta give me something, dude.
Yeah.
Like at least like mess up my burns or something.
Yeah.
Like how am I gonna climax if I can't get set on
pretty
fire?
much.
Right. You assume they were having a negotiation backstage where Pac was like, no tools, no props. And Darby was like, I'm not going in there and just rolling around. How are you going to get me there? And that's when they came with the burns thing.
I'm going to need something to push me over the edge. Oh my gosh. Should we talk about my situation with Pac right now?
Yeah, Allie, I put this in the schedule actually. And
we talked,
your friends your friends want you to know that we want you to feel safe as we have this conversation. We love you, and that's not going to change.
Okay.
But some of your behaviors around Pac, I just thought that like we needed to sit down and kind of talk about some of the things that have been coming out of your mouth.
What did I say? What did I say?
You've been saying, I'm straight up attracted to Pac now. And certainly, Allie, he's more attractive now than he used to be, certainly. But
he's a hunk.
He's really moved from a Josh Alexander level to a Brandon Cutler level.
I looked at Pac in that ring, and he has so much facial hair now, and he's got that kind of like not close cropped, but it's like kind of a little shaggy mane of hair, kind of. And I thought, like, he does still look like Abraham Lincoln to me. But I would.
Are you horny for Abraham Lincoln?
No, I never have been. But there's a first time for every. I love
Will
learning.
You be now?
Maybe. I love learning new things about myself.
And Allie, I'm glad that you're able to confess some of the unhealthy behaviors, and I hope that we can work on them.
I just don't consider them to be unhealthy.
I think just at this intervention, your friends are coming to you and saying you're out of control and your behaviors hurt others.
Love that it makes it sound like I've just been like rampaging around our shared spaces, being like, Pac, 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 Pac. I just said it one time, and then I said that he has kind of a classic, like, ugly, sexy face of the, and I said that I didn't say this, but this is what I was thinking, is that when I name these other public figures that he looks like, I think it's kind of a Pokemon evolution situation. So we start with Merlin from BBC Merlin.
Sure.
Colin Morgan, I believe. And then we go to Josh O'Connor. And then Josh O'Connor becomes Pac.
Oh, you think Pac is an evolution of Josh O'Connor?
Yeah, I do.
Like farther down the progression of the man with the wonky ears.
Yeah, I think
kind of like a hotter Josh O'Connor is what you're pitching. I think as Josh O'Connor
grows, he should be so lucky as to look as
Wow, I'm really glad we called this intervention.
Yeah,
because
I think we can get you help.
Yeah.
I really do.
I'm excited to find out what that'll look like. I really am. I really am. That's good that we did. So anyway, this was arousing for me. Is really just kidding.
Just thinking of the hottest Abraham Lincoln I can, and ladies, I gotta go.
Like Pac, should they make a new Abraham Lincoln movie starring Pac? You know what Pac could be in? What was the comedy book that someone wrote? It was like Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. You know,
yeah.
Pac could have played Abraham Lincoln in that for sure.
Wow. Yeah, if he could act.
We don't know that he can't.
We don't know that he can't. That's so
and
true.
You said it so confidently, just like everybody else in this stupid community. Like, you think you know something. You don't know what Pat can do if he puts his mind to it. You don't. None of us do. So anyway, I think that's all we have. And Yuta interrupted this match, and I distracted Bryce enough that Pac managed to, quote, grab Alan's bat and blast him with it. You can't say that kind of thing.
Sometimes the people writing these recaps, it's like their brains are having to work so hard to not see any sexuality in wrestling that, I mean, they've gone too far, you know?
Yeah, it's like you need to see it enough to avoid it, you know?
Right.
That's relatedly, if one more person tells me that Hangman Adam Page is a chaser,
I know.
I'm going to lose it.
Everybody, words mean things. You know? Just listen when you speak.
Everyone out here like, I guess I just blew myself. Like, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Lee, I assume we covered your topic here. Yeah. Okay, good.
Our special intervention.
Good. Okay. Well, we'll continue to discuss that, I think, for weeks and months to come. Unless the second that Pac gets rid of that facial hair, I'll be back to normal. So
So maybe facial hair, huh?
We need a Pac intervention.
No, don't change him. Don't. Let him be how he is. So that was BDSM match 1 of the night. And then Mox and Kyle O'Reilly also had their BDSM match. And that did have some additives. It wasn't fully organic, but said they had some forks, chairs, and chains. But I think that's okay. There's nothing wrong with a little red dye 40. And Marina Shafir was ringside on prop duty, just like handing in the fork as necessary. Now, what happened with the fork?
What didn't happen with the fork? There's a point where they say, yeah, it did some penetrating. Do you want to describe that Excalibur? One commentator says to another, and then he said he jammed a fork into a man's nipple.
It's kind of like, what do you want me to say?
Yeah, we all saw it.
It's
fun to say what we see. It's fun to say what we see.
Excalibur didn't seem to enjoy it. He the reluctance in which he said that. Well, he jammed it into a man's nipple.
You think he didn't like seeing it?
I don't think he liked saying it.
Oh, he loved seeing it, so he didn't want to say it. He loved it too much to say it.
He was feeling new emotions that he wanted to be alone with.
He said, if I loved it less, I could talk about it more.
I will also say that this entire section, Bryan Danielson sounded so wistful.
Yeah, it's funny because like he's so sort of like cerebral and seems so mild-mannered that you forget that he's an absolute maniac because he did just sound like, wow, I wish I were feeling as alive as they are right now.
Yeah.
Like the whole time.
Yeah.
Like he wanted to turn to someone and be like, that used to be me. That used to be me.
I used to do things like that. That used to be my
jam
nipple.
a fork into my nipple right now. I'd really
kind of his knees like jittering under the table. He's like, I could get in there. I could get in there right now. I could get in there.
Tony's in his ears going, stay.
Brian, don't.
You're retired, Brian.
He says, don't make me sign you up for classes again. Okay, so after a great deal of rolling around, grunting, stabbing, and bleeding, Kyle got Mox in his infamous ankle lock. Mox hammed his friggin' heart out. He said,
oh my God.
I know I have this year in the bag. I know I have this year in the bag. You do. You got it. You got it, brother. Yeah. You're my wrestler of the year. And I know many of you don't like to hear that.
I know. He's been on an all-time run, though. Like, he's just been killing it for months. What can you say?
That belt was killing him. I can't believe you guys made him have that belt. It was killing him.
He's been so alive since he lost it. He's been
It's wonderful to see. It's just wonderful to see someone hamming so freely and just like some of the best we've ever seen. And he was throwing his hands around like, oh God, no, he got me again. And then he went ahead and he tapped. So Kyle won. And as AEW.com said, for the first time in AEW history, Moxley has tapped out twice to the same person in the span of 10 days. Woof. He, as he was exiting the blood-bepuddled ring afterwards, wow, interesting, he kind of turned around and he gave Kyle a nod of kind of like, okay, respect, you did it. And he went to leave with Marina, and then I think it's pretty crazy in his head right now, maybe, because it looked like he just got like, I can't, I got to get back in there. So he got back in there, and then he beat Kyle up some more because Kyle was looking not great. I don't actually know what Kyle was doing. I don't know why I said that.
No, he was. I mean, commentary was talking about his broken arm, that he had broken his arm and that like he was fucked up and that Mox had no business doing this to a injured man.
Yeah, and he was covered in blood, too.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just, like, crazy.
He is one of our great bleeders. I mean, we saw some of the best blood of the year on this night, I will say.
Yeah.
So then the Death Riders and the Conglomeration both ran out. The Death Riders were checking on Kyle, trying to make sure he was okay. And Mox exited through the crowd with the Death Riders. You saw the Death Riders. They're not looking thrilled. And we're seeing some looks pass back and forth between, Claudio shooting Pac a little look, unreadable. Danny Garcia's looking confused. He's like, I just got a new dad, and I don't know what's going on. And then I think there was a promo on Twitter yesterday that they were all in. Did you guys see this?
I heard people talking about it, but I didn't watch it.
Damn it. It's not our best. We're doing our best, but I don't know. This schedule is really fucking us right now. I think I saw a little of it, and it was like Mox is like hopping around like he's just like got all the energy in the world doing this kind of cheerful like, and we'll just go back and we're going to get him, and like kind of not really acknowledging the loss, and he's popping down to do his push-ups and stuff, and everyone around him is just looking like we're going to have to kill this fucking guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been surprised that they've been dragging out the Death Rider turn on Mox for this long. Like, I'm not opposed. I'm just interested. It's like, what are we, like, what's the holdup? It'll be interesting.
Honestly, I kind of like it just because of the way that Mox is acting it. Like, I think that Mox is doing such a good, like, mad, like crazy cult leader, like just spiraling on his own. He's so in his own world. Like there's something, I don't know. There's something that's really working about it for me.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move forward fast because I know we're going to take a lot of time on the Bucks DCF. So Mercedes and Kris had the second to last match of the night. Really fun match. Kris pinned Mercedes, but again, it was the second to last match of the night, and that was hard. That was a hard spot to be in.
Yeah. Wait, I think it started at midnight, and I was like, oh, brother, we're really in it now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it started like at 11:30 and ended at midnight, but we knew we had the next match. Yeah, I think this was where the long pay-per-view had hurt because like the crowd was feeling it and all of us were feeling it. So, but it was a good match and it was good wrestling. And I shout out to Bryan Danielson for being so normal about women because he kept being like when Mercedes was doing all her like power slams and stuff. And he was like, oh, and that's like really hard because Kris is like so much bigger than her. But he said it in such like a normal athlete way, whereas like JR would have gotten so weird if he had said that, if that had come out of his mouth and then been like, I mean, not that she's not sexy or whatever. And Bryan Danielson was just so regular. Thanks, buddy.
That's all we want is just regular.
Just be regular.
Yeah.
I have big hopes that this is going to lead to a full Mercedes tantrum. I really want that.
Yeah. I think, I would really like to see Mercedes start in on her like total crash out arc for sure.
Yeah. And actually, in some ways, I think Kris is a great champion because she is not amazing at driving storylines, but she's great as like a wall for other people to smash up against. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
she responds to them pretty well. So and this feud, I mean, like it was slow, like at points where like, but it was like fun, and it was so like I had no problems with this whole little.
And Kris hit some fun beats in the promos. Like she got at some like psychological stuff that it's like they're not giving it the full treatment, but it was like good. I just need a hint of it. That's really good.
Yeah, totally.
And do you have any thoughts on next steps for her reign? Anything you want to see from her next?
It'll be fun if they start like doing her and Willow hardcore. Like I would enjoy that. Like I'm ready for Willow to get more of a push, you know, and then like they've got their little history or whatever. So
yeah, that'd be fun. Okay. Speaking of Willow, women's four-way tag match between all of the women's tag tournament quarterfinalists. Oh my God. Okay, Allie. So last week on Dynamite, we decided the final two of those. Okay, so Tony and Mina, who are the Timeless Love Bombs, fought Alex Windsor and Riho and won. Not before debuting a brand new theme song, matching outfits, and a synchronized dance entrance. You simply got to give it to it.
I loved it. Loved it.
Synchronized dance. I mean, it's so good. It's incredible. Mm-hmm. They're doing it with such gusto, you know?
Yeah.
They really are.
Ray and Marie had seen Toni Storm in like GIFs on Tumblr and stuff, and like had seen some of her quotes, so they were really excited to see her. And when they saw her like actually talk out loud, they were like, "Oh, I didn't know she had that voice too." That's
rules. So funny.
That's amazing.
I never thought about experiencing her only as a visual phenomenon and not knowing that. Oh yeah, it goes deep.
When they discovered she had the Mid-Atlantic accent, they just lost it.
Amazing. And then Megan Bayne and Marina Shafir fought TJ on that same show and won. So the four-way lineup was Sisters of Sin, Babes of Wrath, Timeless Love Bombs, and then Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne, who have no name. Frequent collaborators, Marina Shafir and Megan Bayne.
Yeah. Now we're saying there used to be 3 types of tag teams, and now we've got, because it was spouses, best friends or
brothers, spouses. I think we did used to say like business partners sometimes, but Leah debuted frequent collaborators.
Yeah, what did
you find out, Leah? It was about the Rizzler.
Oh my God, yes. That's right. I discovered during the pre-show that the Rizzler is not a part of the Big Boom family, and he's just associated. He's just collaborating. I had no idea. I thought the Big Boom AJ had 2 sons.
I'm sure he feels that way. I'm sure that I'm sure that the Rizzler is as a son to him at this point. You have to imagine. Okay, and so then we get this 4-way. I'm so sorry. I do not remember a minute of it. I'm really sorry. I don't.
Well, I think the highlight is that Tony and Mina did their little spot again where Mina got attacked by a big, beautiful woman and Tony screamed and screamed. But then this time she got free and she saved Mina. And so
nice.
That's love wins.
Yeah.
Love wins. I love that.
Very good. Also, Nigel decided to be the goofus of the Bryan Danielson gallant tradition, and he called Mina, buxom and curvaceous? It was like, Nigel, please.
It was
just say live show charisma, okay?
It was like 3 of us at once being like, Nigel, you are on the thinnest of ice. Shut up. That's for girls.
Not appropriate.
Yep. Not appropriate. Okay, so the outcome of this, the Timeless Love Bombs won, and that means that they get to set the stipulation for their semifinals match versus Megan and Marina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why we did it this way, I don't know.
It felt a little convoluted, and I hope they do a better job of choosing their stipulation than literally every team did when the House of Black allowed everyone to pick their own rule, and they all did the worst job on earth.
I still to this day don't understand what anybody was going for, where it's like if the House of Black had a comedy gimmick, it would have been really funny that people kept like not being able to choose stipulations that made sense, but they didn't. And so it was like, what are any of you doing? Who's planning these matches and why?
Literally pathetic, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's move into Mega Section. Okay, we'll start with the Bucks. The Bucks teamed with Josh Alexander to fight Skyflight on last week's Dynamite. That's Top Flight and Scorpio Sky. This was preceded by an interview where Don Callis once again butted in to wheedle them about joining his family, promised to do his special shouting intro for them, said that when you guys win this match, then you'll officially join the Don Callis family. Won't that be amazing? Beautiful face acting from the Young Bucks, just looking like, God, I don't know how we're getting out. I do not know how we're getting out of this. I don't have a plan.
Honestly, also, the fact that Don Callis keeps, of all his boys, his many boys, the fact that he keeps putting Josh Alexander with the Bucks feels feels
sinister.
Honestly targeted. It's like he's got a spray bottle out for us is what it feels, you know?
I know. It's like I don't want to hear any of the nasty things those girls like to say.
In his intro, he said something like, best tag team in 1,000 years, and Marie next to me was like, okay, that's a lot. And I was like, wait for it. And then they watched the match and they were like, okay, I see it.
That's the nicest reportage. It's like, yeah,
that's my sons, actually.
Those are our sons, yeah. So they did, Bucks and Alexander won the match. Afterwards, a slew of Callis family extras and Don himself swarmed into the ring. Don Callis was like, the moment of triumph is here, boys. Let's make it official. They didn't say anything. I thought this was kind of a masterclass in the fact that the Bucks made it through this entire segment without saying anything on the mic. I think they were just kind of like, ee! They're just making little faces like, well, I'd really rather not. Don Callis reminded them that AEW is a dangerous place, and without a family, bad stuff can happen. I would hate to see happen to you what happened to Kenny Omega. I believe that startled the Young Bucks. They didn't like that.
No, they didn't.
And I guess Kenny backstage didn't like it either because his music hit and he came stalking on out and engaged in a little melee, just beating up various Callis family representatives while the Bucks loitered in a corner of the ring, just being like, I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I think Kenny was trying to talk to them. Kenny was trying to argue with them, and their vibe was just like, oh, I don't know. Suddenly I can't read.
Yeah, we all don't want us to be here, but here we are.
No. Kenny's like, you have agency as human beings. And they were just like, I don't know about that. I don't know. Well, we have our empty bank accounts, actually. So, unfortunately, while they were arguing, Josh Alexander got a hold of Kenny and kind of took him out and wrestled him to the ground like a screaming steer. And Don Callis was like, Young Bucks, if you don't want to say that you're joining my family, you can simply show me that you're joining my family by BTE triggering Kenny Omega. And it didn't look like they wanted to do that very much. And they looked like they were kind of tentatively moving towards it when luckily Jurassic Express ran out for the save just in the nick of time.
Which Luchasaurus was holding a vacuum.
And Jack Perry had a shovel. Yeah. And then I forgot that they did a little backstage promo with Kenny later, and I got confused because I just had like not really registered the shovel, and then suddenly I was like, what is Jack Perry holding right now?
This cracked me up because like they advertised this as like Kenny returns, Kenny's big return, Kenny's returning. And my friend Ray is like a video game person, and he like is like in all the streaming stuff, and so he's run into Kenny. I mean, not like, but like he's encountered Kenny in those things, and like he's familiar with like the video game that Kenny's like entrance comes from, and so he was kind of excited to get the Kenny experience. And I don't know about you, I assumed Kenny Omega returns would be a Kenny match. No, yeah. It was Kenny. I mean, I was happy and they had a great time. Like, to be clear, like it was a great segment, but it is very funny to advertise Kenny returns and it's just that Kenny's a wet cat.
I honestly, and they've trained me over the course of this year that is kind of what I expected. I was like, Kenny will be there for like a minute.
I know, and like he came out, he fought and he got beat up. That's pretty good.
And I think he was dressed kind of nice too.
He was dressed really nice. I forgot he did get dressed up.
Yeah.
So that's like more than the least he can do, which is pretty incredible for Kenny.
More than the least we can do is all we can ask. So then we get to the pay-per-view. The Bucks and Josh Alexander are facing Kenny and Jurassic Express. $1 million prize. We get a pre-show segment with Don yet again being like, when you win this match, you will join my family for real. And the Bucks keep their little mouths zipped. Don Callis is on commentary. He makes an innovative argument about how the best friends in life are the ones you buy.
Commentary, not super impressed with that.
But I at home thought, now that's something new. That is a little something new to say. the Bucks BTE triggered Jack Perry for the win in this match, and then we get a whole ending segment where Don Callis is like, congratulations, we won. He brings the money into the ring. Matt and Nick get a chance to do some serious hamming with the bags of cash. Matt is like pressing his face into it, like just like, thank God, thinking about his 401ks that he's going to fund.
Before the match, he was like fondling the bags of money on the commentary desk too. Like they had to kind of drag him away from him.
I keep wondering, I'm like, at some point will we cycle out of, like, we're in, like, it's the year of cash. But it's like at some point, surely Tony will have a new thing and he'll stop having so much cash around all the time.
Probably when he restores the Bucks' salaries, right? Because like that's the kayfabe.
Yeah, I guess. But other people are getting this money too. I mean, Juice Robinson is fucking bags of cash right now.
I think isn't the story that like Tony now has cash available because he's not paying the Bucks, so he's using that for
all
matches.
Of the money matches.
But are they
going to
get their salaries back?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. I guess maybe not.
We watch to see where the storyline goes. You're right.
That's right.
So they are following Don Callis up the ramp. Josh Alexander just returns to the ring and is attacking Kenny Omega, and then the Don Callis family is all in there attacking Kenny. And there's a protracted scene at the top of the ring where the Bucks are like looking back and like clearly like having kind of a private, silent conversation between themselves about like what are we supposed to do. And Don's being like, just come backstage. You got your wonderful dollars. Like, let's just get out of here. And they're very conflicted. And then finally, they throw the money down and they race back to the ring to save Kenny, and they save Kenny, and the Jurassic Express come and help out, and they get those Don Callis families out of here. And then what does one of you want to describe what we see?
Jurassic Express stands across the Young Bucks and looks at them evaluatingly for a second, and then holds out their hands, and the Bucks take it, and they have a nice handshake.
They have a nice handshake,
and then they part. And the Young Bucks look at Kenny, who looks fucking insane.
It's the craziest he's ever looked.
He had Albert Einstein hair. Like, I don't know what was going on with his hair. It looked crazy.
We've said on the podcast before that we have a long time idea of Kenny where he is a werepoodle who when he's stressed out he turns into a poodle and can't turn back. And I've been thinking about it a lot recently because it just like makes his booking better for me. Like whatever the shoot reasons, I know there's health stuff, there's all kinds of reasons that Kenny's booking has been strange, but when I don't like it, I just think, oh, he's a poodle again because he's so depressed, and TK just can't get him to turn back into a man. And in this moment, looking at him, I was like, he's about to shift. Mm-hmm. He is in danger.
And it's very like he needs to go to the groomer. He's getting mats. It's not a good situation.
Not a good situation. Okay, so Leah, he's looking crazy.
So he's hanging over the ropes with his horrible hair, and he like picks his head up and he looks at the Bucks and staggers over, and they hold out their hands, and crazy. He swats their hands away in like the most lunatic way that you could do that.
Yeah.
And the crowd howls. They're so devastated. They're chanting, hug it out. And so then Kenny looks at them, and then he makes the smallest, barest little come here gesture, and they surge forward and they hug. I cry.
Him. They hug Kenny.
They hug Kenny.
Nice. Although then Excalibur said you have to give the people what they want. And
he said,
okay.
I thought I'd never get to say it again. You've got to give the people what they want. And I said, of all the people you could say it, this is like probably the best non-correct set of people that you could say it about. I will allow you to say it, but you can't say it like you're saying it for real.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
Have some respect.
Don't say that now, because I hope that someday you'll get to say it for real about the right people.
Yeah.
I thought I'd never get to say this again. Mm-hmm. Don't start with me, Excalibur. But it's a lovely hug. They hug him very, very tight. And Matt Jackson said, "My baby has come back to me. My baby has come back to me." And then the whole exit from this scene after this is totally insane, because it's like a very moving moment, and you're like, you immediately have lots of questions. You're like, oh my gosh, where are we going to go with this? Like, what is their relationship going to be now? There's a BTE that just came out today. I haven't seen it yet, but I believe Kenny's in it, so I'm excited to see that. But you have questions. Kenny staggers out of the ring on his own. And I was like, is he leaving alone? And they're just kind of watching him like, oh, he's just a little worked up right now. Just let him stagger around a little. And he's walking like every part of his body. The soft parts and the bones.
He looked like the oil. He looked like the Tin Man before the Tin Man got in the oil. Like he couldn't bend any of his joints. He kind of looked like Michael Jackson in the Thriller music video at points, just like
just walking crazy. And I'm looking at the Young Bucks, like just like, can you please get out there with him? Like, okay, yeah, just hurry up, leave the ring. He needs help. Look at him.
It was he's like hammy, but it's not a mommy's little ham. It's like a mommy's terrifying ham.
Daddy's scary ham.
Daddy's scary ham, yeah.
He learned that from watching Don Callis somehow. I don't know. So, and so then they all leave through the good boy hole. All together, all 5 of them. Any thoughts on the Elite at the moment?
I was kind of against them getting back together because I was kind of like, well, I don't really want the Bucks to turn face yet, and whatever. I'm like, it's just not really what I would be doing right now. But at the same time, when it happened, I was very moved. I was very pleased. So,
yeah. Yeah, it feels very like, oh, okay. I mean, yeah, sure. But like, it was very affecting. And, the last Elite reunion kind of sucked for
I don't know why.
Reasons.
I have no idea why they did it so weird last time.
It was so weird and so bad and aborted. So like, it'd be nice if they could sort of redo it good.
And they kind of have. Now they partly have. Like, I'm like, what did I want last time? I wanted a big scene. I wanted everyone to have a big scene. And they did a big scene, and I was very moved by it. I kind of wish that we had found the time to get into this debate at some point before it actually happened. I think I actually am kind of like happy. I think the Bucks have been doing a face turn really well with the money stuff. Like, I think they've been doing a really good job of just kind of like already like, doing a little slow face turn. And I think Kenny kind of needs it. Like, I'm just like, Kenny, again, for like whatever reasons, like the health stuff, I want only the best for him. I love him so much. Like, he can't sustain a storyline on his own right now. Like, he needs help.
2 support pedestals to keep him upright. He needs
crutches. So, and I'm like, the Bucks will make anything good for me. So I'm like, this is good. This is good. Let's do it, boys.
Yeah. With regards to their face turn, I am so grateful that BT is back because Brandon hitting the beats very well of, did you know that when you have friends, then nice things could happen even if you don't pay for them. You don't have to pay people to do something. You could just ask them. And their vibe of being like, that doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough to argue with you.
Right. And then they did a whole BTE episode where it's like everything that happened was a very special episode where they're just like, wow, and that's what friendship can be like? It's never occurred to me before. I know I've seen your friendships. I've seen your friendships. And it's like, don't worry. Even if it occurs to you now, like, you'll forget it again in a week. Yeah. So don't worry about that. You guys are always going to be fucking weird. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I don't think we know whether they'll intersect with Hangman again anytime soon. So why speculate?
No. Do you guys want it to? I feel like I kind of don't, but I'm sure it would be good if they did. But
not right now. I think
eventually.
Like, I'm really interested in the Swerve Eddie, being like that. If they somewhat become a trio, that's so fun, and I'd like to watch that play out. I'm happy if Hangman hangs out with them on BTE, but not so much on Dynamite. That'll be fine.
I kind of like the Hangman Swerve Ospreay little, like, we're the upcoming trio, the trio of top guys or whatever, where it's like, Ospreay it's so nice. I know, yeah. But it's kind of nice for Hangman to have, like, his own thing instead of the, more established guys.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I like what he's doing with them. I think it'll be fun, and I don't want them to necessarily intersect anytime soon, but I do think it'll be really fun. I want it to happen eventually, especially because if he does keep building more of a, like, like non-nemesis rapport with Swerve potentially, but like Swerve has some beef with the Bucks now. It's like, it will be fun when the worlds re-meet,
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. Also in the DCF, Okada spent the past week continuing his push to steal Kyle Fletcher away from Takeshita. He interrupted a Fletcher, Callis, Briscoe promo segment on Dynamite to do a little helpful murder on Mark Briscoe. He said to Fletcher, "I'm glad I could help because Takeshita couldn't." Protokata. Good job. This was a funny segment because Mark Briscoe gave a rousing promo about his family that I had no interest in.
It was really like, wow, okay, Dax Harwood.
I know, but it made it abundantly clear that he certainly was going to win, which I already assumed he was going to win, but everything leading up to the pay-per-view was like, yes, he certainly is going to win.
Right.
People think having a family is a shortcut to making people like you, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Okada and Takeshita had some get-along shirt adventures at the pay-per-view because they were in this trios match with Hechicero where they were fighting Mascara Dorada, Mystico, and Neon. And Okada didn't show up to work on time and just kind of strolled in late with Starbucks. And then they had another match where Okada kept accidentally hitting Takeshita and rainmakering him and throwing him out of the ring and stuff. And Mystico ended up pinning Hechicero for the win. And there were some long heated looks on the ramp afterwards. Hechicero was fun in this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really was.
It was a very fun match. And Mystico's little theme song is so good and fun.
Yeah, it was good. So then we cut to Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe having their match. I don't say it because it's wrong. They're having their match. And Mark Briscoe...
you put it here, bloody rubber match, and I forgot the rubber match terminology. I was like, a condom match? What are we talking about? Allie, what happened? No, that's
You're
not
calling
what that means.
me out. I wrote, to be clear, having their bloody rubber match... JK, IDK, if it was a rubber match, I think it wasn't because Mark Briscoe has never won against Fletcher. Right?
Right, correct.
Great.
This was their 6th match, and Kyle had won 5 of them.
It's so degrading going into this match because it's all I want is for him to lose.
I know.
I wanted him to win
so
all
bad.
those other times. I was happy to root for him all those other times. And then the one time.
Yeah.
It especially is brutal in a world where they're suddenly making these AEW shorts that are perfect for us. And like the Thanksgiving one, the In the Office one.
I know, they were so funny.
So funny. And I'm like, if Mark Briscoe joined the Don Callis family, they would have material for this little TV series for the rest of their lives. Really leaving stuff on the table.
Leaving everything on the table, everything I want on the table. But anyway, he had a big emotional video package before the match, which again, it was just I get it, you're winning, I get it, you're winning. And he did win, and now he's our new TNT champion, and I'm happy for you. You know what? It's it's not like Samoa Joe. If you're happy, I'm happy, but I'm not. I'm miserable, but I'm happy for you.
I just wanted you throwing that ham so bad, but
I just wanted him stuck in that
Can't
house.
get what we want sometimes, so.
Yeah. So anyway, good for him. Good for him.
That's fine, yeah.
And then later in the show, Don Callis was backstage trying to talk his prize stallions down from the ledge of their violent enmity. He was like, "You're both really special to me." Takeshita and Okada, he said, "You're both so special to me, and family is so important, and you're so important to me." And Okada, I wish you would focus a little bit because you're going to be in the Connie really soon. So let's just calm down and let's just focus up. And Takeshita immediately confrontationally is like, "I also will be in the Connie." Dun dun. And then Kyle Fletcher cruises into the scene, and he's like, it looks like I just lost my fucking title, and guess who I didn't see helping me out at my match? Anybody. Looks like nobody came to help me. Looks like nobody came to help me. Oh, everybody wants to be my boyfriend until it's time to help me.
And I think he used his little ship names for Okada, and it was so funny. It was like this. It is sad when you have a man you love and you've been trying to manipulate him and saying here's our little team name, and then they just don't come through for you.
They just don't come through for you.
It happens to the Young Bucks for the last 20 years.
You know who can relate? Maybe they're looking for new. Why? Maybe Don should have sent them Kyle Fletcher, huh? Maybe you should have offered up a real prize.
Yeah, if he had given them anyone else as their third, he might have had a chance. But
so true.
To offer them Josh Alexander, to only offer them Josh Alexander, it's like, oh well, I understand what you think of them. You don't appreciate their worth.
Yeah.
No, you insult me. You insult me by offering this man as their bride?
As their bride? I don't think so. Absolutely not. They're literally the diamonds of the season. Okay, so
in that promo, Kyle also was like, and by the way, I'll also be joining the C2. And then it sort of like trickled out from there. I wanted so bad for Hechicero, who was just standing in the corner of this whole promo, just smiling pleasantly. I wanted so bad for him to just grab the mic and be like, me also as well.
Yeah, but I want him to do it just kind of like, oh, we're all doing it. Oh, it's a family thing. It's a fun family thing.
If everybody's going, I'll go.
And all DCF Connie would be so funny.
It's the
Don Callis just like, look at my beautifully genetically superior boys.
They're just crashing out. Like, because the thing is, it's like the Connie takes place over the course of a month, right? And it's like they're all canonically living in the mansion together. It's like, don't you just want to see what life is like in the mansion when every Don Callis family boy, except for the little basement boys, is signed up for the Connie? And even they're creeping up. Greg keeps being like, I could be in the Connie, Don. I beat up a boy this week. I beat up a little boy.
Don's gotta love the beating up the little boy.
I'm sure he would. So, but that's not what happened, and it's unfortunate because I feel like we'll never get this opportunity again. Like, we'll never have such a numerically advanced faction that it would be possible to just do like an all DCF Connie. So, pour one out. And yep. So that's the whole thing. Okay. Anything else about any of that?
I loved it.
Yeah.
No notes. Final topic.
I wish that listeners could see the look on Allie's face in this moment, the way that she just looked at the heavens.
Final topic. FTR fought Brodito, and they won. Yeah. And as expected, they did win the match. And in winning the match, they won the belts. And so they are FTR, the tag team.
I thought you were going to say, by winning the match, they lost our hearts.
They broke my heart. They broke my heart. No, they did exactly what I expected from them. Their name is FTR. They beat Brodito. They won the match. And they're our tag team champions again. They are our second set of 3-time tag team champions, of course, now tied with the Young Bucks, which is repulsive, which is sickening. It was a perfectly fine match. I'm not spitting on it.
Yeah, the wrestling was
perfectly serviceable. It was fine.
The amount of time that we've had to watch FTR be the tag champs while they destroy the division because they are so dull and so uncreative.
And then
it's just disheartening.
And then I have to go. It's like then I have to go online, and everyone's like, lecturing about like, if you don't appreciate FTR, I don't. Next. Like, if you don't appreciate what FTR has done for the division, I don't. Next. Why do some people get away with having been Punk's friends and FTR don't? It has nothing to do with them having been Punk's friends. It has to do with how fucking boring they are. It has to do with how fucking boring they are and how little I like watching them. Next.
Get interesting.
I've had it. But we knew it was happening, and it did happen. Yeah. It happened. And
you think for a second, like there was a near fall in here where I thought for a second, wow, maybe FTR will surprise me and they'll lie down. No, that's not who they are.
No. I don't really understand match layouts ever, but literally the first... There was like a really early point where it's like something about the way they were doing the kickouts. I was just like, we don't have to do all this. I mean, it's like, I get it. They're gonna almost get it like 50 times, and then they're not.
You coming in with an energy of like, okay, I get it. Yeah, just skip to the end. We all know what's happening. Just squash them. Who cares?
We don't have
putting
to
on
do
a
all
show
this.
Like we're all in doubt of the outcome.
We don't have to do all this. So anyway, so now they're the tag team champions. I would say, Leah, you flagged only one surprise about this. And it was what didn't happen.
Oh, that Kris. Do you like how every time you've tried to throw to me, I'm constantly keeping like, and what did I say?
It's funny because it's like, why do I do it? It's because I don't want to steal valor from my co-host. When I throw to you, I'm trying to make sure I don't snatch words out of your mouth. I'm like, let them say their smart thoughts.
It's so kind of you. And if I was normal, that would be great. But every single time you do it, I go, what did I say? Was it fun? Did you like it?
I love seeing the panic in your eyes in those moments.
I've tried to say Cope and Christian a number of times in the past 3 days, and every single time I say Kris and Christian, and I don't know why.
I like it. Let's call them that. Kris and Christian. It's fun. Those are your neighbors, you know? Like that's
oh my God. That's right. They were Sarah's neighbors. That was a gay couple that lived in her building.
Really?
That's why I keep saying that.
That's not what I meant.
I was like, wow, it's weird that Allie knows your neighbors' names, but...
That is not what I just meant that, like, if you live in suburbia, I'm like, Kris and Christian are your straight neighbors. It's girl Kris, man Christian, who've been married for 20 years. I did not realize that you knew.
You just plucked that out of my... I was like, why am I saying it in that certain way? And you were like, because they're your neighbors. And I was like, oh my God, they're Sarah's neighbors. That's great.
That's crazy.
This has been a confusing moment.
Anyways, Kris and Christian did not come out at any point during this match, which I was shocked about because I thought they were.
Yeah.
I think everybody thought they were going to come out and MJF were going to come out. Neither of them did.
Yeah.
It's true. I will say one thing for the product lately. MJF and Cope being gone.
That's good. Yeah, but MJF is... We know he'll be back.
We do.
Well, I'm hoping that his time away is like, oh, I'm capable of missing you. You know what I mean? Like, cause he's had moments where like I liked him. So
I hope when he comes give it back, a little more time for me to miss him. But
he said he's coming back as a brand new person, guys. He said everything about him is going to be different.
Right.
Okay. I'll believe it when I see it.
What if he's growing his hair out? What if he's...
I just tried to picture it and I literally can't. Like, it's like my brain just keeps short-circuiting.
What if he's trying to grow his hair out, but Tony Khan is like, you have to come back now. And he's like, I haven't grown it out enough. And Tony's like, I don't care. Time to come back to TV. And so he's wearing wigs when he gets back.
It just reminded me, like, during the pandemic when things were actually shut down, I, like, signed into, like, a division meeting or something, and all the men were wearing, like, backwards baseball caps, and I was like, why is there such a fratty vibe in this work meeting? And then the guy leading the meeting was like, I'm so sorry about the hat, I just haven't been able to get my hair cut for months. And it was like, oh, I see. Okay. Yeah.
Oh. My mother learned how to cut hair during the pandemic, so she could cut my dad's hair. And now I think she is still cutting his hair. Like, he was just like, you know what? You're doing fine. Like,
great savings. Yeah.
Just keep going.
My mom went natural during the pandemic. Let her gray hair stop dyeing it. So
nice.
Looks good.
It was we were all exploring ourselves during that time.
It was a great time to do something for a period where very few people would see you.
Yeah. Sarah Box dyed her hair red during the pandemic.
What?
Yeah. Huh. She didn't keep it, and then when her normal hairdresser opened, she got in pretty big trouble about it.
I mean, red is hard to get out, I think. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Funny. I can't picture that at all.
No, are there pictures?
There must be.
Yeah, we'll liaise with Sarah about that privately. I don't think there's anything. I mean, do you have anything you want to say about FTR and the winter, the long cold winter ahead?
Listen, I hope that Hangman and Swerve come for them. Maybe they can be the next tag champs.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah, maybe they could pick up that title at, like, the next pay-per-view and just, like...
Or, like, I don't know, this week. Let's put them on the line this week.
I could see, yeah, if they want to do that on Dynamite, no problem.
I love the idea. It's like Hangman and Swerve are like, we we're doing such a good slow burn over the years. Like we're never moving our relationship along too fast. Like there's always it's low and slow. And we're just like, yeah. Maybe now they're like a little kind of like fast and hot just to get those tag belts, maybe just fast and hot.
Wouldn't it be really interesting actually if you were still pretty like tentative with each other and feeling things out and you had a belt?
Yeah. And just for some reason you just both agree like, yeah, we better get those tag belts.
Yeah. It's an emergency.
It's unfortunate that Will Ospreay, I think, will be back no time soon, I believe, because it's like the Ops still have those trios belts, and it's like,
oh God, they do.
Come on, what if it's like what if it's like little Will Ospreay was on the horizon? You're like Will Ospreay, Swerve, and Hangman, we're gonna get those trios belts. Like that would be fucking fun.
And it's so also dumb that the trios belts exist. Like I totally forgot about them. Like what are we doing?
It would work so well because like I think if we presented this, what if you had a belt to Hangman and Swerve? They'd be like, oh, my stories, what about my plans? But if you said to Ospreay, I feel like you could do it like when you're trying to psych a dog up so he doesn't notice he's about to get fed a pill, and you're like, what if you had a belt? What if you had a belt with all your friends, Ospreay? What do you think? Do you have if you had a belt? And he's like, oh my God, yes, a trios belt, 3 friends, all 3 friends, we all have belts.
It's like, and when you have a belt, your friends have to stay friends with you. Not true, but they have to stay friends with you because you have an activity you're doing together. And he's like, yeah, an activity. I would love to watch Ospreay run that racket on them, just being like alternately so excited, and then they say something mean to him like, we're never fucking doing that, and he looks so sad. And they both are just like trying not to look at each other like we're in this together, because they're not in this together, but it's like there's no one else to look at. It's like you're the only other person who gets it. Like when he does this, it drives me crazy. It's too effective.
Ospreay's like, so Tony told me that actually like a rule of the trios championships is that you have to have sleepovers.
Every week at Dynamite, you have to have a really, really fun sleepover. And Tony said that you have to get pizza for the sleepover, and Tony will comp it. Tony
Khan like shows up at the door with a pizza, like so excited. All his best boys together.
All his best. Oh, he'd love to come to that sleepover. Wow, what a nice little imagine to end on. And FTR are in the trash. They're in the dirt.
The trash. No one even thinks about them again.
No one remembers their names.
Maybe on Wednesday they'll just lose them. Maybe they'll just lose the belts.
I bet they will. I bet to Hangman and Swerve they'll just lose it right off. No problem.
That's going to be so cool. And on that note, I've been Allie.
I've been Ann.
And I've been Leah.
This is Tunnel Talk. Our theme is by Kris Corkin. You can find us on Twitter, Tumblr, Twitch at Tunnel Talk Pod, Blue Sky, Tunnel Talk Pod, via email, tunneltalkpod@gmail.com. You can find us on our feed, on the Social Suplex Network feed, where you can check out all the other great podcasts on the network. And you can find us on the Social Suplex Network Discord. Please rate, review, and subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Stay frosty. And as always, please come back next week.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.